Hello everybody, how are you? How are things in your world? We're traveling north from Los Angeles to the Bay Area. It's early morning Saturday. The sun is starting to tickle the edge of the horizon over there. Been a little bit of fog on this road, which is always kind of scary because it gets really foggy sometimes, and there's crashes and bad things happen. But that is where we are, and it gives us the opportunity to do another video on Jacksonville. Now, my last video was the 10 worst things about Jacksonville. So, fair is fair. This video is the 10 best things about Jacksonville. And from my chair, from what I've learned so far, Jacksonville's a hidden gem. And everybody's heard of Jacksonville and knows of Jacksonville. But do you really know that much about Jacksonville? Unless you're from that area. I didn't, and that's one of the best things about doing these videos, is learning so much about these cool towns. And Jacksonville, I'd say, from all indicators, is having a resurgence of popularity, and perhaps it's a medium ground between the high prices of some parts of Florida and the South, and the location is good. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I can see it because, wow, what a great town. And in that light, these are the 10 best things about Jacksonville. Now, let's cover it right now. Let's get it out of the way. I'm going to make these up off the top of my head. You're like, what? No, I was searching the web, and I expect these to be really interesting things that I can do in real life. That's not this video. There are videos like that. That's not this one. So we might go long. We might go 30 minutes. I just wanted to save you some time. I just wanted to save you some time. All right, let's get into it. The number one best thing about Jacksonville is payments from the city leaders to the residents every year. Now, to be honest, this is not an idea that they thought of. One of the city leaders took a vacation to Alaska and was told about the payments that all Alaskans get from the state. And they said, bingo! Hello, re-election! And adopted that idea for the city of Jacksonville. So if you are a resident, now this is key. This is where people get a little crazy about this. They don't understand completely the rules. You have to be a resident of the city of Jacksonville. You can't be a suburb. You can't live on a farm outside the city limits. You have to have residence in the city, meaning you need to be a resident. All right, so what do you get? Well, every year, every resident, again, is a recipient of $5,000 every year. Now, this has got to be the best deal of any metropolis in any part of the country. They keep talking about this new idea about universal income. In fact, there was a presidential candidate Yang, who ran that was one of his cornerstones, that you would get $1,000 a month. Okay, as part of a federal universal income program. Well, it's not $1,000 a month, but it's pretty good money. In Jacksonville, they already have a $5,000 stipend to each and every resident. That means if you're 6 months old, you get $5,000 as long as you're a resident of Jacksonville. Now, what does that do when you're 6 months old and you have that kind of cash? Well, guys, you can go down to the baby store and go hog wild. I mean, forget about the discount diapers. Forget about eating broccoli for every meal, creamed broccoli, which is, the least popular baby food flavor. No, you can go for this good stuff, guys. That's why you got babies in Jacksonville walking around in designer duds, designer diapers. Okay, they've got the checked like a pattern checked diapers. They've got print diapers. They've got designer diapers. They've got these $5,000 a year babies have got the best diapers of any in the country. And that's why you've got 7-year-olds riding these bikes that have gold trim on the wheels. And that isn't a paint. That's real gold. And now, I'm not saying that's the best use of their dollars, but that's what they do. Okay? And it's probably the best part of living. It's number one on our list. The $5,000 stipend from city leaders as a thank you for being a resident of Jacksonville and not moving to some gosh-forsaken city like Fort Lauderdale. Oh, my. Okay, it keeps the family close. That's the whole idea. It keeps the family close. Don't move to Fort Lauderdale, for gosh sakes. What a slap in the face. It's a gosh darn slap in the face. Going down there to Fort Lauderdale on the A1A. Are you kidding me? Hey, Mama, Junior's moving down there to Lauderdale. Be with them spring break kids. Oh, that is a slap in the face. That's the conversations they have in Jacksonville. So, all right, $5,000 a year. There you go. So, guys, the second best thing about living in Jacksonville is its location. Jacksonville is on the north, let's call it the northeast corner of the state, right? Up there in the hammer of the gun. And the reason that that's a great location is because it's on the way to southern Florida. You don't have to live in southern Florida, but you can get all the benefits of all those tourists going down to southern Florida. You are a northern Floridian. You are a northern Floridian in Jacksonville, and that's got all kinds of benefits. You get all of that income from people buying gasoline and beef jerky and those barbecued ribs coming down. And what do? They got to get a pit stop. You got to get some gas. You got to get food. You got to step into the loo. You might even have to, if some of these older drivers might even have to get a hotel room. Okay, because they thought they could make it down to Lauderdale from Baltimore in one fell swoop like they did when they were 20, but the problem is now they're 70. And guess what, Gus? You can't drive 20 hours, 24 hours in a row like you used to in the old days. All right, you need to get some rest. So what do? They pull over in Jacksonville, guys. They give up. And they get a hotel room. They get a Holiday Inn. They get a Hilton Inn. They get all them different inns and hotels that get filled up with Northerners. Not only that, you've got the beach goers, the beach vacationers coming to Jacksonville. All right, you got people from all over that region that come for the fishing, come for the surfing, come for the sailboating, the boating, the yachting. All right? It's all about an economic boom in Jacksonville. It's having a resurgence. Okay? And what does that mean? That means tax income. That means a better way of life, a much better way of life than many, many cities in Florida, in that area. I mean, you go 45 minutes out of Jacksonville, it feels like you went back 35, 40 years in history. All right? You got nothing but a skinny dog and tumbleweeds rolling around those towns, those little small towns. So that is the number 2 benefit of the best things in Jacksonville. The best things about Jacksonville is the location. All right, now number 3 is a really fun one because it has to do with the nature of the grocery stores. Have you ever gone to a grocery store with somebody from another country that doesn't have the bounty that we have in the United States? The unbelievable variety and quality of food in the grocery store? Yeah, their eyes bug out of their head. They're like, holy heck, what is going on here? You got 19 different types of Cheerios. Well, guys, it's even better in Jacksonville. All right? It's even better. Because when you get your food and put it in the basket in Jacksonville, and you get in that line, now I'll admit the lines are a little long. But that's because Jacksonville love to eat good food, and they love to eat it often. So the lines are a little long, and they're not quite hiring enough people to take care of the lines. Not only that, they don't have enough lines to accommodate hiring people to work the lines. They just don't have enough machines. But what they've done is revolutionary. They will give you a free back massage during your entire time in line. They will massage your neck and your shoulders and your back in line. Now, you say, well, this is going to be way too expensive. They probably pass it on in the food. No, it's done by the volunteers of the local massage association. And they staff the grocery stores around the city on a 24-hour basis. And what they're doing is giving free training. They're giving training, I should say, to their students. So a lot of these associations have these internships and apprenticeships. And so what is happening is a student of the massage arts is giving you a professional, medically approved, right? State approved, city approved massage of your neck, your shoulders, and your back. Now, what does that do for you? If you are a trucker, now you've lost all those kinks because your arms are in the same position all day. If you are a teacher, now that stress melts away from the kids throwing spitballs at you. If you are a cab driver, and you put up with people that don't know what a bar of soap is all day, now your troubles melt away. If you are a parent, the toughest job on the planet, parent, and you've got 3 rugrats coming at you from all directions. They're like ninjas. They're coming at you. You never know which one is going to come at you. The stress is off the charts. Well, guys, when you get a neck and shoulder massage up there at the grocery store, and you're a parent, you are going to relax, and you might fall asleep right there in the aisle because you're already tired from being a parent. You might just fall asleep right on top of your cart. And it's happened, guys. They have to wheel away people that are sleeping on their shopping cart. But that is a great advantage and one of the best things about Jacksonville, Florida. In fact, it's number 3. Now, number 4 is somewhat along those lines, and it has to do with driving around town. It has to do with driving around town because Jacksonville can be a little tricky. It's an old city. It's on the ocean, which creates all kinds of traffic problems and rerouting problems. The roads are skinny because they were made back in the 1500s. So the city said, look, there's nothing we can do. We can't widen these old streets. In fact, that's part of the charm, is the history of the place. All right, we can put up new barriers and we can put up new lights and all that stuff. But instead of going overboard with trying to accommodate things that they really can't fix, okay, they can only make it brighter and more visible. But what they've done is they will send somebody to your house to drive you around town. And if you don't want that, they will provide Uber and Lyft rides at no charge throughout the city. So you can either get a personal driver that stays with you the whole day, or on a per ride basis, you can get a free Uber and Lyft ride. And the reason being is that each of these drivers has to be a native Jacksonvillian. And because they are the only ones that really know how to negotiate the crazy roads in Jacksonville. If you've ever seen somebody from Providence or from Bangor or from Middletown, New Jersey, try to negotiate the streets of Jacksonville, then you've seen a 3-car pileup. Because every time there's an accident in Jacksonville, it's always out-of-towners. And frankly, it's not their fault. Nobody can figure out these roads unless they were born and raised on them. You got to be driven around by somebody that rode their big wheel on these streets, rode their bike at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on these streets and in these neighborhoods. Otherwise, it's way too dangerous. And the city just said, look, let's just provide them with a local driver in the form of a private driver or an Uber and Lyft driver at no charge. And they get the funds for all of this out of the gas tax. So they put a 5-cent gas tax on every gallon of gas, and that goes directly to paying for your private driver. Well, listen, it's such a relief. It's not so much a relief from driving. It's a relief from driving the crazy mixed up spaghetti network of streets that is Jacksonville roads. And it's not the fault of the city father. The roads are made in 1575. The roads were made shortly after Columbus arrived on the continent. There's nothing you can do. The best you can do is hire a local to drive you around, because they know the twisty, turning, upside down, topsy-turvy roads and how to handle them. You don't want to be in a 3-car pileup. Just get a local driver for free. And it's number 4 on our list of the best things in Jacksonville. Now, number 5 is a trip to the movies. We're going to go to the movie house, the theaters for this one. And I know. A lot of people don't go to the movies anymore. I get it. You got a big screen, a TV. You got a big screen TV at home. 5 years ago, they cost $4,000, but now you can get them for $400. I get it. You don't want to leave the house. You don't want to leave the dog. You want to be able to watch movies at home. I get it. But the thing is, there's a hardcore group of Jacksonvillans that want to go to the movies and do so on a regular basis. They want to go for the popcorn. They want to go get a soda. They want to go get Twizzlers and watch the movie in a proper movie house the way Hollywood intended. And Jacksonville helps make that happen. Because Jacksonville has a program where they will drive a semi-truck trailer to your house. And behind that semi-truck trailer is another semi-truck. They will drive 3 semi-trucks to your house. And they unfold the walls of those semi-trucks. and inside is a full-on movie theater. So you can complain all day that you don't want to leave your house to go to the movies. Well, guess what? Jacksonville is bringing the movies to you. Well, I don't have room. I live in a condominium. Don't worry about it. They're going to put the trucks in the street. They're going to park the trucks in the street. You're going to go to the movies right outside your condo building. Don't even worry about it. I mean, here you have a major American metropolis saving the movie industry for the benefit of the civilians. Can your city say that? Can your city say that they'll drive 3 trailer trucks, 3 semis to your house so you can watch the movies with your family and the dog? The dog can come in as long as he goes outside and do his business. Nobody cares. And guys, it's number 5. It's number 5 on our list of the best things in Jacksonville. Now for number 6, we're going to look to the world of health. And I'm going to tell you all about the benefits at the local health centers in Jacksonville. Now this is one that many people have asked about for decades in the city. And the health centers, the gyms, the spas, they all got together and they said, listen, everybody keeps asking about this. Why don't we put our heads together and figure out how to give it to the people of Jacksonville, because they've been good to us. We should give back. And what they'll do at health centers, at spas, is that when you come in to do your workout, they are going to take your car, they're going to take your car keys, and they're going to take your car, and they're going to drive it to the car wash. They're going to get a wash, they're going to get a wax, a full vacuum, and a complete detail of your vehicle while you're at the gym. Now guys, that is giving back to the people that made these gyms and these health centers, these fitness centers, what they are. It seems like there's one in every corner these days. Now they may be playing the odds, because I know when I'm in the fitness center, I don't see very many people in there. And there's been reports that in Jacksonville, most of the fitness and health centers are fairly empty day and night. So maybe they're playing the odds. I don't know. But all I know is that if you go into a fitness center or a health center or a gym or a spa or even a swimming pool in Jacksonville, they will take your car keys. They're going to take it to the auto detailer. You're going to get a full wash and wax and detail, including the complete inside of your car, vacuum and treatment of the interior surfaces with an all-surface cleaner. And you're going to get back the cleanest, most sparkling car you've ever had, just by working out. And it doesn't matter if you work out every day. It doesn't matter if you work out twice a day. You come in for that second session, they're going to dust off any dust that got on your car. They're going to clean it all again, guys. And that's why it's number 6 on our list of the best things in Jacksonville. Now, number 7 is really a fun one. It's all about education. And I don't know about you, but I was not a dumb kid, really. I wasn't a smart kid either. I was sort of an in-between intellect, and that's what they called me on the hockey team. That was my nickname on the hockey team, in-between intellect. I for short. Hey, how's that half a brain coming? They'd say to me. I'm like, oh, man. Oh, don't call me half a brain. And I was fairly typical average student. So, who who knows if it was because I just didn't want to pay attention. Maybe I had ADD. Who knows? But there's certain things that they taught that I just didn't grasp, or I just forgot. Well, don't worry about it. In Jacksonville, they will have a tutor drive around with you all day and refresh you on the things you didn't learn in college, in high school, in elementary, in grade school. All right, you're going to get a fill-in education. They call it a fill-in drive-around. And when you get a fill-in drive-around education, you're going to be smarter. You're going to be more informed. You're going to make better decisions. Your skin will clear up. Your blood will flow better. You're going to be more vibrant, more alive. You're going to be more in love with that special someone because your brain is firing on all synapses. Your brain is firing in all pistons. And you don't feel bad about being an average kid. You're more alive and in tune with the world because now you're getting in the gaps. You're filling in the gaps in your education. What was the teapot dome? I don't know. Well, now you know. What is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I have no idea. Well, now you know. And your brain will get a certain lightness of being because now it's being filled up with fuel. And who knows, maybe your tutor, you'll develop a relationship with them that will lead to love, perhaps marriage, and a litter of kids. And you're going to be happy because you know that you live in Jacksonville and your kids may grow up with a half a brain like you, and it won't matter because they also will have a fill-in drive-around tutor. And maybe they'll fall in love with their tutor, and more kids and more tutoring and more educating and more brains lighting up like pinballs, lighting up like the lights on a pinball machine. I mean, it's brilliant, and it's number 7 on our list of the 10 best things about Jacksonville. The city just keeps getting better and better and better. Now, what are one of the dangers? When we talk about the next one, what are some of the dangers of living in a Sun Belt community? What are some of the dangers? And that's right, the sun. So, sunblock is a big answer. Wearing long sleeve shirts is an answer. But the best answer to the sun in a Sun Belt community like Jacksonville is a big floppy hat. But the problem with the floppy hats they have in the stores is they don't cover enough of your body. Well, don't worry. In Jacksonville, they invented the Jacksonville floppy. And this is a 6-foot wide floppy hat that is custom made for the residents of Jacksonville. It's made for living in Jacksonville because they have put holes at certain points in the floppy hat to accommodate the strong breeze coming off the ocean. They don't want the residents blowing away in the wind with their big 6-foot floppy hat attached to their chin. Because it happened in the early days of the 6-foot floppy hat. A few residents blew away, and some were found over there in Destin, Florida. So they put holes at strategic locations in the floppy hat. And now you got Jacksonvilleans, and that's a resident of Jacksonville called a Jacksonvillan. You got Jacksonvilleans walking around with 6-foot floppy hats protecting them from the sun so that they can lead a healthy life until the older years of 96, 97, 98, 99 years of age. And it's number 8 on our list of the best things in Jacksonville. Now, for number 9, we have to look to our friends in the animal kingdom. And cats are popular, dogs are popular. And what's neat about a cat, one of the convenient things about cats, you could just get a litter box, and they seem to have a natural understanding that they're going to do their business in a litter box, and they do that. You clean it out with that scoop with the holes in it, and you're off to the races. Pack it up, and maybe you put it in the yard to grow some grass better, or whatever you do. But a dog, they don't go a dog's not going to go in no litter box. He'd lose his status in the dog world. In the animal kingdom, if they knew a dog was going in a litter box, they'd disown him, and he'd be shunned. They'd put him on an ice pack, and he'd flow out to the ocean and die from old age on an ice floe. So, of course, you got to take your dog for a walk. Well, what is the worst part of taking the dog for a walk? That's right, where he squats and does his business, and there you go. Now it's on you. Now you know everybody in the neighborhood is watching you. Everybody, all those homes, all those condominiums, all those apartments, all those eyes, all those cars driving by, every other walker, jogger, biker, and stroller, they're looking at you. They're thinking, will they do the right thing? Or will they leave it there as memento of their obnoxiousness and their disdain for their fellow Jacksonvillian? Well, why should you go through all that stress? Why should all those eyes be on you? Don't worry about it. Because Jacksonville has roving mobile vans that will remove that dog mess for you. You don't even have to bend over. And you say, well, how do they know? Well, everybody in Jacksonville has a city bracelet that they wear that has a button on it. You push that button, and that mobile van will be there in under 274 seconds. And the reason for the number 274 was that was the number of vans they originally had in this effort. They had 1,274 vans in the initial outlay and introduction of this service to the city. They had to have that many because they didn't want anybody waiting. And they'll just drive up. The guys will hop out. They'll scoop up that dog mess. They're gonna sterilize it. They're gonna treat it. They're gonna put it into the van and drive it away, and you don't even know what they're gonna do with it. But they use it for scientific purposes, for ecological purposes. And that original 1,274 van count has now gone up to 2,000. So that's why you can fully expect your problem to be solved, and you can relax. You don't have to carry those bags around. You don't have to tie the bags to your dog's collar. There's people tying bags to their dog's collar like he has to carry around his own bags. Don't make your dog carry around the plastic bags on their collar. It's embarrassing. How would you like it if we tied your bags to your collar? No. Come on. And that's number 9 on our list of the 10 best things about Jacksonville. And number 10 is a doozy, guys. Number 10 is a doozy. Now, what is Florida known for among many things? And this one's going to blow your socks off, literally, I think. Florida is known for many things, but one of them is rocket launches into space. And this southern Florida has many, many historical moments that are connected to NASA and the space missions and launches and the scientific achievements of our space age. Now, this is a doozy, guys, and I don't know if even people in Jacksonville know about this one yet. NASA has announced a new program where they're going to launch rockets from Jacksonville. And not only that, every space mission, they're going to take one Jacksonville resident with them, and they're going to have 6 space missions every year, guys. Every 2 months, they're going to launch a rocket. They're going to launch a rocket from the biggest bank building downtown. The biggest bank building downtown, they're going to build a rocket launcher at the top. And they're going to send space missions every 2 months, guys. It's unbelievable. Jacksonville, the new center of space in Florida. And every rocket launch will take one Jacksonville resident. All you have to do is put your name on the sign-up sheet, and they go one by one. They go one by one. You don't even have to do any training. You could be 6 months old, they'll take you. You could be 99 years old, they'll take you. Guys, it's the most exciting thing in Jacksonville history. The space age has entered a new era, the dawn of a new beginning. As we go to points farther and farther out, Mars, Saturn. There's going to be a human landing on Jupiter within the next 4 years. And who knows, it might be you, a resident of Jacksonville. It might be you, a resident of the great city of Jacksonville. And it's number 10 on our list of the best things about Jacksonville. Guys, that last one kind of made my eyes tear up a little bit, because it's a signifier that people know Jacksonville is a hidden gem. And that's a great thing. Jacksonville deserves it. But the problem then is, now everybody knows. Now everybody knows. Well, it hasn't been a negative yet, and who knows? Nobody really knows if eventually Jacksonville will become the next Miami, God forbid. But until that time, I just want to personally thank the city of Jacksonville for their history and their love of life, their persistence, their grit, their determination, and their welcome, loving arms of people from outside the city. Yes, they want them to come in and spend those rich northeastern United States dollars, tourist dollars. Yes, that's part of it. But it goes deeper than that, guys. It's the love that Jacksonvilleans have for all people, young and old, multicultural, little ones, big ones, tall ones, short ones. All people are welcome in Jacksonville. Guys, if you have something that should have been on the list, in your opinion, some great thing about Jacksonville that you want to share, leave a comment here on the YouTuber, or tweet me over there at the tweet machine, DM me, whatever you want to do, and I'll try to include it on the next video. We're going to have a series of videos about these kinds of aspects of Jacksonville. See, because when you share your knowledge, all of us as a community, we grow together. Thank you.